Hello there. Happy Fountain Pen Day. I thought there was no more appropriate thing to do on Fountain Pen Day than to review a fountain pen. Excuse me a minute. Oh, all right. The pen we're going to be reviewing today is the Sheaffer Vintage Modern. Now this pen I bought it from Staples. $25 for this pen. It's a medium nib and a vintage VFM ballpoint. Yes, that's hot pink. No, I don't care. Both are wonderful pens for $12.50. Uh, as a matter of fact, in my opinion, this is right up there with everything in its price range. It's a really good pen. Uh, the VFM stands for vibrant, fun, and modern. Now, I don't know where the idea of modern came unless it is the matte finish, because to me, the shape of this pen is a lot like this vintage touchdown Sheaffer that I have. I have two of these. I have three or four vintage Sheaffers, love them. That's kind of the pens I like the most are the Sheaffers. They write wonderfully. The vintage ones, I don't have any experience except for this pen with the modern Sheaffers. But this is a torpedo shape, I would call it, or a cigar shape. It has a chrome, I reckon, cap with a Sheaffer white dot. It's green, a lovely green, kind of like a forest green, and it looks matte, but I don't know if the video will show it, but there's a bit of a shimmer to that color when you put it up under the light, almost like a candy color, but without the really glassy shine. But there's kind of a thickness to the finish that I really like. The body and the cap are uh, metal. It's got a decent weight without being really heavy. The cap, unlike the vintage Sheaffers, snaps on and off, audible click. You have a single band, says Sheaffer, I believe USA. Hold on a minute. I believe that's what it says. No USA, and I would doubt that this pen is made in the USA. I'm sure it's made in China or someplace like that. But it says Sheaffer on that little band, which is not on the cap but on the barrel. It has a nice medium nib. The nib merely says Sheaffer, and I believe there's an M, yes. Sheaffer and M. The nib writes very smooth. You have a plastic section with a metal tip. Nothing on the end of the barrel or the cap. The clip is quite stiff, but it slips into a pocket really well, easily. Now this pen, when you purchase it, it won't take a converter. It only takes cartridges, but I have a Sheaffer mini converter in it. Now, That's got Ama Iro Pilot Irishizuku Ama Iro ink in it, lovely ink. If I have enough of it left after I finish testing it, because it was a sample, I'll do a review on it. But I like to write with them at least a couple of days to kind of get a feel for the ink before I do any kind of review. But as it comes, this will not even fit. There is, excuse me, there is an insert inside the cap. Well, no, I'm sorry, inside the barrel. For whatever reason, I don't know, unless Sheaffer's just trying to find a way to make you buy more of their ink cartridges. But it takes an international, standard international cartridge, not the proprietary Sheaffer, so that doesn't make sense to me either. But there's an insert inside the barrel, and only the short cartridges will fit in there. A standard international cartridge won't fit, and one of these converters won't fit. What I did, I saw a post on one of the fountain pen forums where a gentleman said that he took a screwdriver and pushed that insert as far back into the pen as he could so he could take a standard long international cartridge. He could put one of those in there, and I thought, well, if it'll pop back and let him put a long international cartridge, maybe I can get a converter in it. A standard size converter will not fit, but if you take a screwdriver and push that insert in, you'll hear it pop. It'll push in as far as you can get it. Then you can put a mini converter in it, which I much prefer, and write with it. So this is a lovely pen. It writes wonderfully smoothly, almost as smooth, in my opinion, as the vintage pens that I have. And the Sheaffer vintage pens write lovely. Oh, that's so good. Coffee. Anyway, but it's just a lovely pen. And definitely recommend it for the price. They have the Pilot Metropolitan for about 20 bucks, I think. And I'd really love to get one, but I don't have the budget for it right now. $20 is not easy to come by at the moment. If they still have it when I can't afford it again, I'll pick one up. But all they have is fine nibs. And I love fine nibs for writing pretty much signing checks and anything that is a document that I have to sign or anything like that. But I prefer a medium nib to do ink tests or ink reviews. For general writing, I think that it puts a bit more of a line on the page and the ink is shown off just a little bit better. But I'll probably get one of those anyway, simply because they are well regarded, and I want to kind of compare as much as I can these two. But in my opinion, that's an absolutely wonderful pen for $12.50. And for $25, that and this ballpoint, can't really beat it. It takes if I can get it out, I can't remember how it works. Okay, we're not gonna, I believe you just, yeah, you unscrew it. It takes just a standard one of these, available at Staples all day long. It works wonderfully well. It's got a nice smooth writing to it too. It's a ballpoint. I like ballpoints. I prefer a fountain pen, but I like the ballpoints too. And for 25 bucks, they offered a couple of different colors, and I chose these colors because I like the color of the fountain pen the best. But it's worth looking at your local Staples to see if they have the same thing mine does, and maybe picking one of these up. It's lovely. Got nothing but good to say about it, and we'll be back shortly with a writing sample. Thanks a lot. All right. Well, one thing I didn't mention, one of the flaws in this pen, the only flaw that I can find is sometimes the cap does not post solid. You have to kind of push it on there pretty good to get it to post well. But this is the Sheaffer VFM Vibrant Fun Modern. And it's a medium nib. The paper is Georgia Pacific £24 inkjet and laser. Ink is Pilot Euro Shizuku Ama Euro. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that really messed up, but wonderful pen. The Quick Brown Fox jumps over the lazy dog. Beautiful. No skips, no railroading, no problems whatsoever. Just a lovely even line. Wonderful medium nib size. Just beautiful ink, by the way. So let's try some fast writing. Beautiful. I don't see any skips. I don't see any jumps. I don't see anything whatsoever. You know, just a lovely writing pen. The nib is nice and smooth. It's not super smooth. I mentioned the vintage pens earlier and kind of compared the smoothness. It's just a little bit away from the smoothness of my vintage pens, depending on the paper that you use. This paper is just a little bit rougher than the I can't remember the paper. It's a Japanese paper, very thin, popular. Everybody knows it. I use that mostly, but I decided to use this today. It's a beautiful writing pen. I can't recommend it highly enough. The only other problem that some people might have is there's a step down here that might be a problem for some writers, digging into your finger or the edge of your finger there or whatnot. It doesn't really bother me that much at all. Rather, I have a pen. I cannot remember what it is. I believe it's not Jin Hao, but Beulah, which is basically a Jin Hao. And it has a step down that kind of bothers my finger. I believe that's the one. But most of the time they don't. I think the way that I hold the pen, I hold it here on the section, but my thumb back up here and my finger lays there and there. It doesn't really lay up against that section, so I normally don't have any problems with pens that have that step down, but I mention it because I know that Some people will have a problem with any kind of step down. I've read that the Pilot Metropolitan, which is in the same price category as this pen, a lot of people don't like to step down on it, don't have any experience with it, but hope to in the future. But anyway, Sheaffer Vibrant Fun Modern VFM, wonderful medium nib, wonderful writer, nice even ink flow, no problems whatsoever. Highly recommend this pen if you're looking for something that doesn't cost a whole lot but delivers a lot for the money that you spend. Alright, thank you. Bless you. Later.